You ever send a reel to your wife?
I receive way more from her than I send to her.
So she's on a kick. Let me ask you, how long has this been going on? How many months?
Since around Christmas time now. So not long.
That's my point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is. It's a new era of the algorithm. Julia, 2 months ago, started sending me reels.
Yeah, just crazy.
I think her account has been open a number of years. I think she's been looking and scrolling a number of years. I think in that time, she's never once sent me, maybe shown me, look at this video that I just watched. Yeah. But I'm bombarded.
Okay, let me ask you this question. What would you grade the quality of the reels that she sends to you?
Well, they're all messaging. Okay. So it's like, for example, she sent me one the other day about parenting. Okay. We're working on our parenting. Sent me another one about how this guy, when his wife was on a certain time period that would occur once a month, he like massaged her feet and made her dinner and like, made special recipes and blankets and by the way, when you send a reel, there's no message. It's just a video.
That's it.
It's not saying this was pretty cool. We should try this restaurant. Wow, did I like this lamp that I just saw? This restaurant should be on our list. No, it's just real.
All it says is they're saying what I want to tell you, but I didn't say it.
Yeah, it's crazy. I feel like I'm kind of into this flow now. I'm sending reels out, man. I'm sending it out.
You've been sending a lot more reels.
That's what I'm saying.
That is true.
I'm sending them out because now I'm the recipient. Because I'm the recipient, I'm getting these all the time. It's like now I'm like, oh, I'm entering into the real send world. I'm sending them out. Social media, send.
But how do you feel when someone sends you a reel and you've already seen it?
Superior. I feel like I'm better than you. I'm like, oh, yeah, I saw that. Like,
what do you say to them?
Yeah. I'm never telling them saw that. Because if you say saw that, that's like being a hall monitor when you're a kid. That's not cool.
Yeah.
I just joined in the ha-has, the whoa, wow.
It's like when someone tells you a story that they already told you. You can't stop them.
By the way, have you seen the wow counter on Joe Rogan and what's this Christian guy that he had on
Wesley
recently?
Huff.
Yeah, Wesley Huff. I'd never heard of him till this. But the wow counter on him on Joe Rogan. And how many times he said wow on a podcast. And I was like, dude, you could get anybody on any word on any platform.
No, it's gotta be less than me on Leadership Lean In.
For wows?
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's like, that's my point. It's like this episode, I could have said wow 17 times. Just they just did a counter. And why is the counter so fun? The counter it's as fun as sending a reel.
I'll watch all 3 hours for the counter.
They do a counter?
No, but I mean, if they had it, I would watch the whole thing. I wouldn't, and I wouldn't even skip ahead to see,
Yeah, that's so fun. Yeah. The internet's so undefeated. Yesterday we had the inauguration. The internet's so defeated. A lot of great things came out of yesterday. One of my favorites is the Elon one where he's just kind of looking up into the sky and then he just kind of goes somewhere. Also, another great one from Elon. I don't know if this was inauguration day or the day before, when he gets on stage in front of an arena and the arena's going nuts, and he's like, it's super Steve Ballmer. Remember that Steve Ballmer video with him and Gates and those guys, and they're dancing. Oh. He's just like, dude, Steve Ballmer's all time.
Yeah, he's all time.
Steve Ballmer's all time.
Celebrations highlights.
If I wasn't such a Laker fan, I'd be a Clipper fan just because of Steve Ballmer.
Yes.
We need to get Steve Ballmer onto Leadership Lean In.
Or at least a button.
Oh, I could do a Steve Ballmer. The press conference where he introduces Kawhi. If I had another person that ran clips right here, I'd go pull it. If I was Dan Patrick, I'd say pull up the.
Oh yeah, hey, look at this.
Look at this. It's a whole thing, bro. That's going into our. Did we ask leaners to submit some requests?
Yeah, we got so many non-responses.
Yeah, so many non-responses. It's because we haven't been on YouTube. We're back on YouTube.
That's the thing.
Send the 2025 request. My point is about the reels. If you're going to receive, what is life about? Giving. if I'm getting all these from my wife, I've got to return.
Yeah.
I can't just be a taker. All these great dogs and recipes and restaurants and hotels and parenting hacks that she sent me. How could I not bless somebody? We got to bless them. Come on, let's go. What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Leadership Lean In. We are in 2025 and we back, baby. In fact, today is a significant historic day for us. Today in LA, we have tonight our 2025 conference. Cannot wait. If you're in Los Angeles and you're hearing this right now, or you are on YouTube, get into the Highland Park area and come to conference tonight. And then tomorrow, can you believe it? Leaners, tomorrow is our next live event. We haven't had a live event in a year.
It's too long.
It's been a year since Leadership Lean in the Nation had an opportunity to get together. So come and join us. Tomorrow we are doing a live Lean In. It's going to be fantastic. Again, thank you to every person that likes and subscribes, stars, shares this. Thank you for people that have been sharing it on social media. It just helps invite people into the conversation that we so enjoy having, and that is the conversation about my favorite subject, one of my favorite subjects. I got to be honest, Jesus and Julia are top two, but leadership's up there. We love talking about leadership here and we love learning. So today, man, do I love that sound.
Very good.
Is that a strong one?
It is.
Let me do it again. Oh, it's not as good.
It's off.
Okay. Yeah. Off a little bit. I want to talk today about strong leaders, being a strong leader. When I think about a strong leader, I think about somebody that has a moxie, someone that has courage, someone that is very secure in their identity and who they are. They've got their mission dialed in. They've got their values clearly defined. They're a servant leader. I like being around strong leaders because I don't get a sense of, let's just play law of opposite, the weasel effect, the slippery, the slimy, the non-committal, lacking integrity, lacking character. When you're around a weak leader, you kind of feel it. You kind of are unsure. Can I put my footing on this person? Can I trust in them? Are they solid? Are they reliable? Do they mean what they say and say what they mean? Are they one way to my face and another way behind my back? Where are they going after this meeting or tonight? What's going on? I don't like being around weak leaders because it makes me question. When I'm around strong leaders, I don't have to question anything. I feel led. I feel secure. I feel confident in who they are and where we're going. I want to encourage you, develop strength in your soul, strength in your mind, strength in your heart, strength in your leadership. You have a huge future. And in order for you to tap into your future, you're going to have to be strong. Those things that are weak in you right now, they've got to get over the hump and turn your weakness into a strength. Maybe it's administration. Maybe it's communication. Maybe it's punctuality. Whatever it is, take your weakness and turn it into a strength. I want to give you 7 things that strong leaders do. Here's number 1. They set the tone. They're going, this is what we're about. In fact, they set the atmosphere. They set the tone. They set the bar. They lead with such intentionality that it's like, oh, that's what we're doing? It's like right now I'm playing a lot of basketball with my boys in the front yard. We're playing a lot of basketball right now. Got a new basketball hoop for Christmas. We're playing a lot of basketball. It's so fun. We've been having people that are at our house do this game with us. We're playing around the world and we time you.
Oh, that's great.
So we're seeing how, you got 5 shots to there and then 5 shots back. So you're going to hit that corner one back to back. So 5 and 6, same spot. And then we're working it way back. Well, one of our first rounds, I saw the way my son, my 11-year-old, went after it. And I was like, oh, are we for real? Okay, let's go. Because he was like, he gave it everything he got. And he's like, he finished, he's like, time. And I was like, he's like, what did I get? He's like, hit his time. And I'm like, this is what you get. And he's like, oh, he's frustrated. I was like, well, I'm after him, So I'm like, oh, I got to go. That's leadership. Leadership goes first.
That's right.
Leadership sets the tone. Leadership isn't waiting to respond. Leadership is saying, we're going to serve, we're going to help, we're going to be a blessing, we're going to encourage, we're here to help set the tone. I love that immediately after the fires here in LA, there was a tone in the atmosphere here in LA that every facet of our community was here to give and help. And you stood out if you tried to be an arsonist, if you tried to be a fake firefighter, if you tried to be a taker, if you tried to be a me monster. No. Leadership steps in and steps up, sets the tone. That's strength. Weak leaders are looking around. What's everybody doing? What am I supposed to become? How am I going to fit in? Strong leaders are like, this is what we're about. This is what we're going to do. Very decisive. And I like that about strong leaders.
Totally. I love the idea of setting the tone. Like the idea of tuning an instrument.
Yeah.
Or, we have an incredible worship team, but when one instrument's off, the other ones can be on, but that one is just so blaring. Ooh. To be on the same tone, you have to have a really strong sound, a really strong step up. So everyone, and by the way, everyone wants that.
That's right.
No one wants to be the tone that's separate or that makes everything else sound bad. So you got to have someone who really steps up.
Yeah, I love that. And what I find about leaders is wherever you see a great, strong leader, you see people just follow right behind. Mm-hmm. Oh, you're giving me the example. You're showing me how to be. And I think people are, that are not great leaders looking for a leader.
Right.
I don't think people are looking for a method as much as they're looking for a man. Mm. They're not looking for a template or a system as much as they're looking for, show me somebody that I could follow.
That's right.
I'm looking for somebody that I can look to and go, that's what it looks like. It's like I heard a leader say one time, whenever I go to dinner, I just always try and think about what would my dad do right now? What did dad used to say at dinner? How did he handle it? He had a leader. And the dad set the tone. And so he's just trying to replicate what was modeled for him. People don't need a method. They need a man. They need a leader. Number 2, they motivate and they inspire. I've always believed this way, this thought, live an inspirational life. I like quotes of inspiration.
Yeah, same.
I'm into maxims and axioms and quotes and sayings and tweets and things that you can put in your pocket and things that you can handles. I call them handles. I love yesterday was Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And this guy he had
so many
quote after quote after quote. It's always the right time to do the right thing. I mean, this guy just bar after bar after bar. And I love that. But do we remember Martin Luther King Jr. because of his quotes?
No,
he lived an inspiring life.
That's right.
He was a motivating leader. And people need leaders around them. It's like, man, I'm inspired. The way you go the extra mile, the way that you care, the way that you serve, the way you love, the way that you give, the way that you bless. People are looking for inspiration. And, nobody does this better than ESPN, in my opinion.
Yeah, tell me about that. Like sports top 10.
No, ESPN, especially College Game Day. College Game Day, every Saturday, they're going to hit you with a story of inspiration. They're going to go for the juggler, get kind of pulling those heartstrings, and they're inspiring about somebody that was sick or somebody that had to overcome or somebody that went through adversity. Or, by the way, everybody that's inspiring, it's like, look at your resilience. Look at what you've gone through. Look at the adversity. Look at what you faced. And yet you're still leading, still smiling, still showing up, still loving. That's inspiring. What is an inspiring leader? Somebody that's bringing change. I'm not accepting what I'm currently in, and I am motivated to bring leadership to the situation. So to me, a strong leader is an inspiring leader.
That's right. I think inspiration too, like if we're not careful, we'll think of only the big characters.
Yeah, right.
I gotta be, boisterous. I gotta be charismatic. Those are important things. You should be charismatic. Right. But you ever listen to, VH1 interviews with bands and, hey, who inspired your sound?
Yeah.
And, the artist says some person you've never heard of.
That's right.
But they've inspired this sound or whatever it is. You never know who your life is inspiring.
That's right.
However big your influence is.
You never know who's watching you.
That's right.
You got eyes on you all the time. And so take that as a blessing to live as an inspiration. Here's the third one. Communicate effectively. Great leaders, strong leaders communicate effectively. And I think you're in the communication business. I'm in the communication business. We are trying to communicate constantly. I wake up and I start communicating. And then during the day, I communicate more. And then at night, when I'm going to bed, I communicate. I communicate to my kids. I communicate to my spouse. I communicate to people online in social media, communicate to staff members, to volunteers, to friends, to family. All that you're doing is communicating. But remember, communication is not just verbal. It is also your body language. How's your smile? How's your warmth? How's your tone? It's not what you're saying that matters as much as how you're saying it that matters. You got to just not just have good content, but the tone in which you're saying things, it's going to land either really well or it's going to be rejected because of the way that you said something. And I love this. Strong leaders work hard at their communication. I'm always trying to find the best way to say what I'm trying to say, whether I'm trying to pause for dramatic effect. See what I did?
That was very good.
Or whether I'm trying to go on a run and talk fast and make a big statement and, but all of it is whether you write a long text that has a whole bunch of information or a short reply. All of it has to be deliberate and intentional. And the goal is not to be a communicator. The goal is to be an effective communicator. How can I say this in the best way possible? And I find myself editing text. I find myself trying to think clever. How do I respond in the best way? You know that proverb, a soft answer turns away wrath. So I know with communication skills, I have the ability to reply in such a way that wrath is coming at me, but I can turn it away gently. That's all about communication. And strong leaders aren't just strong communicators. Strong leaders are effective communicators.
I remember one time I asked you, hey, how do I become a better preacher? And your answer took me like so off guard. You said, well, you just get better at having conversations. And I was like, I thought that in my mind, the pulpit is the greatest form of communication. And you're no. Being able to have a healthy, effective conversation is the greatest way to practice communication.
I always think if you can go to a coffee shop and sit down with two other people and you can get them laughing, two others, you can get an arena laughing.
Yeah.
Just think about it. If you can get two people, it's harder to talk to two than it is 200.
Right.
It gets really easy when you get into the thousands because now the roar or the
pick up on each other.
Yeah. The ripple effect of that, they pick up on each other. I'd much rather talk to 2,000 than two, I'll tell you that. So I know if I can get two people laughing at this joke, this will work with 200. It'll work with 1,000, 2,000. So you work on your communication in small group settings. That's how you become a better communicator.
That's right.
Strong leaders are effective communicators. Here's this next one. Strong leaders hold themselves accountable. So they're not just holding others accountable. To me, everything starts with me. Everything starts with holding myself accountable. Am I setting the tone? Am I being a good communicator? Do I have the right attitude? Do I have the right perspective on this? I've got to get me right before I try and get others right. And holding myself to a high standard helps me hold others to a high standard as well. But if I'm not living that, if I'm not doing that, then how could I ever ask? You cannot ask others what you are unwilling to do. So if I'm going to ask you to come early, I got to show up early. If I'm going to ask you to go the extra mile, I got to go the extra mile. If I'm going to ask you to have a good attitude, I can't have a bad attitude. I hold myself accountable first. And if people can sense that and feel that, I think what I've seen in leadership where people get really frustrated is double standards.
That's it. Inconsistent authority.
Inconsistent authority. They go, well, you say one thing, but you live another. Mm-hmm. You say that we don't tolerate X, but you actually do.
You're actually the one who asked for it.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And finding those with it, because we all have those, and they can be very big blind spots. But you got to find those and hold yourself accountable to things because I believe it breeds and builds trust and buy-in.
That's right. Yeah, owning something, even asking, hey, is there something I don't see? Am I saying something that isn't matching up with my life.
That's it.
Those blind spots, the problem with them is that you're always right in your own eyes.
Yeah. And the thing that's so funny is I've so enjoyed for parts of my life playing the blame game. It's so fun. Have you ever played it? Where I blame others.
It's my child.
It's the best game. Children. It's their fault. They did what's wrong. They did this. They said that. They went there. And then they're the problem. But at the end of the day, after I've done all the crying and complaining, I got to look me in the mirror and go, well, yeah, but you messed up here and you said this and you did that. And well, you do have a big part to play in this, don't you, buddy? Don't you, buckaroo? At the end of the day, you gotta hold yourself. Strong leaders are not afraid of great accountability. They take accountability in their finances. They take accountability in their relationships. They take accountability in their marriage. They don't play the blame game. They take the blame. They're the first. You watch a great coach, Dan Campbell, the Lions get whooped. Oh, gosh. Oh, woo! The Commanders came in there and hung 45 on them. Detroit's supposed to be the number one team in the NFC, 45 of them. Jared Goff, don't turn the ball over the whole season. 5 turnovers on the Lions offense. Are you kidding me? A debacle. What's the coach doing after the game? Did he blame the running backs for the fumble? Did he blame Jared Goff? He's in tears and he goes, this is my fault. This is my fault. You want to know why people will run through a brick wall for Dan Campbell? Because he takes accountability. That's strong leaders. Weak leaders they got that. I always think they're so slimy and slow, so slithery and so elusive and so hard to peg down. And when the press conference comes and the heat comes, you never send them in the podium going like, blame it all on me. They go, that guy's a weasel. That guy stinks. That person did this. Da-da-da. No. Hold yourself accountable for what's going on. Hold yourself accountable for where you're at. Let yourself be accountable for the things that are going on. And from there, you can gain trust and respect. Just a couple more. Strong leaders stay resilient. They don't fall in the day of adversity. They don't acquiesce. They don't bow down. They don't roll over. When the going gets tough, strong leaders get going. They wake up with resilience. They go, I can't worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow, I heard this quote from John Wooden this week. And he said, I taught my players this poem on today. And I'm gonna try and find it.
And we'll put it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it up.
In the description.
This poem is so powerful. He recited it by memory. And it's the power of attacking today. Tomorrow was, today is. And he taught his players how to put yesterday to bed. It's done. All that matters is today.
So good.
And I think resilient people have that ability to get up and go, tomorrow, I don't know. Yesterday, didn't like it. But today, game on, buddy. I'm attacking. I'm in full attack mode. And I'm going to create and develop, and I'm going to consume the right content, and I'm going to reach out to people, and I'm going to knock down doors, and I'm making it happen. That's resilience.
Yep.
Can't worry about yesterday. There's no crying over spilled milk, but there is today filled with opportunity. Number 6, they focus on growth. Strong leaders focus on growing things, developing things, moving the ball down the field, trying to score a touchdown, trying to get better, trying to get up into the right. Strong leaders are just always, how do I grow my life? How do I grow my business? How do I grow the team? How do I grow the church? They'll do anything to grow.
That's right.
Strong leaders are never looking to maintain. Strong leaders are looking to thrive and to conquer and develop. I love that about strong leaders. You are a strong leader. Here's the last one, number 7. They empower others. So the strength of a leader is not in what you sit in. The strength of a leader is found in what you send out. Strong leaders know I'm only as good as what I send out. I've got to send, I've got to equip, I've got to empower. And this, to me, again, Jesus is the greatest leader to ever walk the face of the earth. And you wouldn't see him ever hoarding and making much of his gift or who he is. But what does he do? You 70, I give you all my authority. Go out. What does he do when he's leaving? You're going to do better things than I did. What confidence? What strength? And strong leaders, if you notice, they are not hoarders of their talent or keepers of their gift or their authority. They delegate like their life depends on it. They are looking to empower and develop other great leaders around them. That's what strong leaders do.
That's right. Yeah, strong leaders. I love this whole topic. We talked about 7 things, and I'm going like, number 3. I gotta work on that one. No. But that's this whole leadership journey.
Yeah.
And after I work on 3, now this number 7. I gotta work on that one a little bit.
That's right.
And every day, I'm stronger than I was the days before or the weeks before.
That's right.
It just encourages me. If you're a weak leader, you can get stronger.
That's exactly right.
It's not a permanent status on your life.
And by the way, if you were strong last year, it doesn't mean you're strong today.
Right. Absolutely. And that's okay too. You have somewhere to go.
And you go into a funk or you go into a rut or your emotions are not well, you haven't been sleeping good or whatever, you're on a 21-day fast. You got to figure out how to get strong because people don't always follow the competent leader. They follow the confident leader. They follow the one that has strength. And you, my friend, have strength. This is going to be the best year of your life. We're rooting for you. There are more people for you than against you. And you're doing better than you think you are. Let's go.